let me start with the fact that there's 3 different golden rules to create your financial power. Okay? The first rule is pay yourself first. Okay? The second rule is have your money work for you. Okay? And the third rule is have other people's money work for you. Okay? Why is this important? Because most people spend first and then save what's left. And smart money, what they do, they save first and then they have the liberty to spend what's left. Okay? So now, this is a way for you to really build your financial powerhouse. And in the financial powerhouse, you have 4 economic stages that you go through. Okay? The first stage is build. The second phase is grow. The third phase is enjoy. And the fourth phase is share. Okay? Why is it important to really identify that you have 4 different economic phases? Because initially when you're starting out, what's more important is to really make sure that you have a strong foundation, right? And the foundation typically starts with protection. Why? Because protection ensures that, because growth is a process, right? And loss could be one event, right? Then we got to make sure that we have things in place that prevent us from losing everything that we built in a short time. Okay? So what are some of the financial tools that people are using to make sure that they're protected? Well, they're probably familiar with like checking account or savings account, right? Health insurance is a form of protection. Life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care, homeowners, right? Car insurance. Those are all forms of protection. Business protection, right? The next phase is grow. Once we have some of those things in place, then we could really make sure that we can save money for investments or invest our money. So growth is investment. So what are the familiar things to people? Are mostly stocks, bonds, mutual funds, hedge funds, cryptocurrency, you know, all the bitcoins and all of those things, real estate, business. Those are all strategies for growth, right? And what other things do we have? Right? Gold, right? All of the other things that people are familiar with, right? Now, when smart money, right, this is divided to 2 different categories of how people actually do it. There's a passive way that people do, and there is the way that smart money, or people that have inside intelligence, the way that they plan for their future, right? So, for example, smart money want to make sure that they consider the A, B, C, D's of investments, right? A, B, C, D. So A is allocation, meaning like, where do I put my money and how much risk am I willing to take for how much reward, right? Some people take a lot of risk for not a big potential reward, and so we have to really examine that. And so allocation is super important. The number 2 thing that they consider is their behavior, right? What is the investment behavior historically? What is my behavior? Am I panicking when the market goes down? Do I have enough stomach to really sustain like fluctuations or ups and downs in the market. And most people, that's where they fall short, is that on the behavior. They see the market goes down, like, oh my God, I'm losing my money, let me take it out, right? And then they realize losses. So smart money really pay attention to that. The other thing that they pay attention to is costs, fees. Not only the fees that they know, but also what are the hidden costs, what is the opportunity cost, right? If I invest my money in this and not in here, what opportunities am I losing, right? And then and taxes and risk, all of that consideration is right here. And then the D is for diversification, right? Smart money knows that they shouldn't put all of their money in one basket, right? All of their eggs in one basket, if you will. Okay? So, some of the growth tools also would be maybe 401ks, IRAs, right? Different financial tools, SEPs, pensions. And then at the enjoy phase now, it's really unlocking all of the values that they built over in those two previous phases. And now you want to be able to make sure that you get money from this phase, right? And you can do this, if you plan correctly, you can do this based on taxable ways or non-taxable ways, right? And what are some of the things that we talked about here that are taxable and non-taxable? Well, if you look at 401ks or IRAs or any other investments, this is how the traditionally or the passive way that people plan for, that is going to have 100% of that money is going to be taxed. And it's going to be taxed in different ways, right? It's going to be taxed at either income tax or capital gain tax, right, or property tax, right, or net investment and income tax, depending on tax brackets, right, a whole bunch of things. But the idea is that what you should know is it could be anywhere between 15% to 53%, and there's variations there, of your money. Okay, so anything that you grew your money to could be taxed at this rate. Okay, if you plan correctly, anything that you plan to enjoy or to unlock as income would be a Roth IRA, for example, is one of the tools that they use, or any tax advantaged accounts like municipal bonds and cash value life insurance. Okay? And then once you have this, the next phase, economics phase in your life, is really sharing. It's the legacy or the footprint that you want to leave for your family, right? So what does that look like? Well, for some people it would be life insurance, for some people it would be their real estate, for some people it would be all of the investments that they didn't use, right? For smart money, what they use is also some of those things, but also they have a trust, a family trust or an irrevocable trust, and they also want to make sure that the legacy that they create for their family is knowledge and information on how to handle the wealth that they created for themselves, right? So they can perpetuate it and also bring that to the next generation. Why is this important in terms of planning it the right way? Because everything here that is smart money will not be as subjected to the taxes that you have here, right? If you didn't plan smart and you planned passively, or everything you earned and everything you created will be taxed at between 15 to 53%. So I'll give you an example. If you created a plan that when you get income is going to be $100,000, that means that you're going to be in a 28% tax bracket. And right now we're just talking federal. Then you're going to have left about $72,000. Okay? Right? That's what. No. But if you planned it in a way where you still get $100,000, but some of it is from taxable and some of it from tax advantaged, then that means the same 100,000 split to two, right? 50 and 50. So on the taxable side, you now only get taxed 15% because we live in a progressive tax environment in America. So the less money you take from taxable places, the less you're going to get taxed. So it's 15% would leave you with 42.5. Okay? The stuff that is tax advantage, you'll pay 0. Okay? Again, because you plan smart. That leaves you with $50,000. Okay, so the total of this leaves you with 92.5 compared to 72. Okay, really, really important. The other thing that is important because we're planning for such a long term is that in the future, what is your expenses going to look like? Is it going to be more or less? Right? Well, if you owned a home, for example, and your home interest or mortgage deduction when you're young are bigger, then you're going to have less deductions in the future when you get older, right? Because most of the people after 30-something years, their home is paid off or the majority of it is paid off, so they don't have as much deductions. They don't have as much business deductions in the future after retirement. Stuff like that. So why would we want to save all of our money in a place where taxes may be going up, because this could be 38, now I'm stuck in here, and I don't have any expenses to offset, or I have less expenses to offset this number. Okay, that's why smart money, when they plan in those phases, build, grow, enjoy, and share, do it in a really specific way with an insider information or intelligence when it comes down to building their financial powerhouse. Okay? Make sense?